Authorities said one of the suspects remains at large.
Satu tersangka sebagai pegawai negeri sipil yang ada di wilayah Kota Batam mendapatkan upah per kepala, di mana mereka akan melewatkan ataupun juga mengirimkan tenaga kerja non prosedur ini sebesar Rp800.000. Dalam proses penyidikan kami terungkaplah bahwa memang mereka sindikat pekerja non prosedural di wilayah Kota Batam.
Meanwhile, the Indonesian Police General Crime Unit unraveled 397 human trafficking cases just in the past month alone. They also worked with several instances such as the Foreign Ministry and Immigration to secure several evidence such as passports, cell phones, and other illegal documents. Authorities have arrested a total of 428 individuals and rescued 904 human trafficking victims. Indonesian Police Headquarters General Crime Unit Head Commissioner General Wahyu Widada said they will boost surveillance in 3 border areas, including the Riau Islands, as well as West and North Kalimantan.
Kita lihat wilayah Indonesia ini panjang sekali, bisa menuju laut, bisa menuju darat. Jalur darat saja, pos lintas batas PLBN itu kan tidak semuanya tidak bisa mereka melalui situ. Di luar pos lintas batas masih banyak tugas darat yang cukup panjang, dan itu menjadi pintu-pintu masuk buat mereka.
Suspects have been charged with violating Article 4 in Law No. 21 of 2007 regarding human trafficking and may face 3 to 15 years in prison alongside fines reaching 600 million rupiah. CTV contributors reporting from Riau and Jakarta.
Now, in other news, acting West Java Governor Bay Mahmudin visited flood-affected areas in Solokan, Jeruk, and Dayakolot, Bandung Regency on Friday.
Now, the flooding was caused by heavy rainfall that collapsed a river levee and also submerged several areas.
As you can see, floodwaters reached up to 1.5 meters high and inundated homes in Bojong Soang, Dayakolot on Friday morning. A middle-aged woman named Julaiha was reportedly swept away by the current and still remains missing.
Floods have also inundated Solokan, Jeruk, and Majalaya in Bandung Regency since Thursday. Heavy rain also caused the Citarum River and several others to overflow.
Now, rising water levels at the Cisunggala River caused a levee to collapse in Bojong Kesik village, Solokan, Jeruk, which damaged 3 homes and also injured 4 residents.
Meanwhile, acting West Java Governor Bay Mahmudin visited the flood-affected areas and urged residents to prepare for the peak of the rainy season, which is expected to last until December. The West Java administration is committed to accelerating flood response efforts and implement mitigation measures.
Tadi saya melihat dampak banjir di Majalaya dan salah juga lumayan besar, dan juga ya tanggul jebol jebol dan kalau ke sini dari itu datang kita buat banjir memang seperti ini kalau di sini begitu hujan dengan intensitas tinggi banjir tapi
And next week, every Indonesian will be heading to the ballot box, especially on November the 27th. Now, as of current from the Greater Jakarta area, where branch office of the General Election Commission recently said that they have prepared alternative voting venues, such as schools, parks, and other facilities belonging to the Jakarta regional government. This was done ahead of the upcoming regional heads election in an anticipation of potential floods.
Now, the commission is also coordinating with the Jakarta Regional Disaster Mitigation Agency to help those that have been trapped by the floods.
The Jakarta Election Commission Office are coordinating with related stakeholders to anticipate various factors, including adverse weather during election day. The commission also held a coordination meeting with related instances such as the Metro Jaya Police, the Attorney General's Office, Regional Military Command, and the Disaster Mitigation Agency in Central Jakarta on Friday afternoon.
And although preparations have so far reached up to 90%, The Jakarta Elections Commission's office has also considered schools, parks, and government facilities as alternative polling venues if floods happen to take place during Election Day.
The Jakarta Regional Disaster Mitigation Agency are also set to deploy rubber boats to help voters who are struggling or who will struggle to reach polling station should floods occur on Election Day. Meanwhile, the Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency predicted that medium to heavy rain might yet soak Jakarta until November the 28th.
Ini menurut ramalan BMKG untuk DKI Jakarta dari tanggal 22 sampai tanggal 28 itu cuaca kurang mendukung, curah hujan sedang sampai lebat. Nah, ini yang kami koordinasikan, mudah-mudahan dengan semua komponen yang hadir di sini, BPBD DKI Jakarta, Dinas Perhubungan, terus ada juga dari Damkar tadi. Mudah-mudahan kita bisa melakukan mitigasi yang cukup serius terhadap potensi banjir ya, bencana di Provinsi DKI Jakarta pada hari pemungutan suara.
All right, so that does it for this segment. So we are going to go for a very quick break. So after the break, we'll have Paul set to bring you guys some sports updates. So Paul, what do you have for us today?
Thanks, Doc. So coming up next in our sports segment, we will have some tennis news where Toulon Griekspoor has helped to advance their team and the Netherlands squad into the final round where they will either face Italy or Australia. We also have some news from the world of badminton where Jonathan Christie is through to the semifinal round of the China Masters. And of course, many of us, including myself, are still suffering from national football fever here in Indonesia, as the head of the Football Federation in Indonesia has analyzed the upcoming 4 matches, which may include a new striker, Ole Romani, who is set to be naturalized to the Indonesian squad, which is much needed as we may not have Ragnar Oratmangun nor Justin Hubner in our next match against Australia away. Meanwhile, we have some swimming updates as well from the Indonesian Open Aquatics Championship 2024. All that and more when we return here on the C Morning Show. Stay tuned. Your Saturday morning sports update is coming up next.
Ini itu udah jalan hidup saya ya Mas ya. Bisa bertahan di dunia kesenian, bagi saya itu udah sesuatu yang sangat mewah.
Mungkin ada yang bilang, apa sih gunanya seni itu gitu. Tapi buktinya sendiri, seni masih ada.
Tapi ya seni itu ya hidup. Kita hidup di dalam seni, kita membangun seni itu sendiri. Jadi kita menjadi satu, bahwa kita hidup di dalam seni.
What's happening now?
President Prabowo Subianto and Vice President Gibran Rakabuming Raka that took their oaths of office at the Parliament building earlier today.
Exclusive interviews and all the latest in entertainment.
We don't talk only about the money, but we talk about the timing.
Spice up your afternoon with a variety of up-to-date information.
Buenos Aires, Argentina, where Liam Payne passed away on Thursday.
Don't miss it, the 3-hour news show, every day at 5 p.m.
Welcome back to Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring guys all these different sports you can do and try here in Indonesia.
Kalau kita lihat progresnya sekarang, orang yang lahir di sirkuit, orang yang latihan di sirkuit sekarang skillnya jauh di atas rata-rata dan lebih cepat. Blood vessel kita ini juga akan membesar, yang otomatis dari sisi kesehatan, secara mental kita juga lebih tenang dan secara peredaran darah kita juga akan lebih lancar.
I'm Kadambari Raghukumar, and I've called Aotearoa New Zealand home for about 15 years now.
Is that where you want us, or do you want it to go higher?
Maybe left a little bit? One of the many things that I love about this place is the thriving art scene. I want to get to know more artists who represent people like myself.
Back to the C Morning Show, everyone. We have got sports updates coming for you here in this third segment, and we begin with some tennis news where the Netherlands have reached the final of the Davis Cup for the first time in the tournament's 124-year history after defeating Germany 2-0 in the semifinals. The lone Greek sport of the Netherlands took on his German counterpart Jan-Lennard Struff in the second singles match after his countryman Botic van de Zandschulp defeated Daniel Admire in a rubber match. The German won the opening set in a tiebreak. However, Greek sport forced the first break of serve in the 11th game of the second set before converting his advantage to level the situation. The Dutchman also bested Struff in the opening game of the deciding set before holding serve to win 6-7, 7-5, and 6-4, launching his team to a 2-love lead in the tie. The Netherlands are now set to face the winner of Saturday's second semifinal between Italy and Australia. We've got more racket sports updates coming your way. This time we turn our attention to badminton, where Indonesian men's singles shuttler Jonathan Christie has advanced to the semifinals of the 2024 China Masters after defeating his Chinese opponent, Lei Lanxi. Indonesian men's doubles pair of Sabar Karyaman Gautama and Muhammad Reza Pahlavi has also gone through to the semifinals after besting Go Tse Fei Nur Izzuddin. Indonesian shuttler Jonathan Christie has secured his spot in the semifinals of the 2024 China Masters after defeating his Chinese counterpart Lei Lanxi. Christie won the battle at the Shenzhen Gymnasium in China on November the 22nd by a score of 21-17, 21-17. Meanwhile, the Indonesian men's doubles pair of Sabar Karyaman Gautama and Muhammad Reza Pahlavi defeated Go Tse Fei and Nur Izzuddin 19-21, 21-19, and 23-21 to go through into the semifinal round. However, Indonesian mixed doubles pair of Dejan Ferdiansyah and Gloria Emmanuel Wijaya lost to their Hong Kong counterparts Tang Chun Man Tse Ying Sweat 13-21 and 17-21. In addition, women's doubles pair of Febriana Dwi Puji Kusuma and Amalia Cahaya Pratiwi has failed to go through to the semifinals after losing to Japanese duo Nami Matsuyama and Chiharu Shida 12-21 and 18-21. Continue to follow along JoJo's journey into hopefully the finals at the China Masters. We'll keep you apprised in the coming days. In the meantime, though, let's talk a little football here, guys, as Erick Thohir, the chairman of the Indonesian Football Association, or PSSI, has provided his perspective on the Indonesian national team's prospects of qualifying for the upcoming 2026 World Cup. Following their historic victory over Saudi Arabia, Thohir has set an immediate target for the team to secure 6 points in their upcoming matches. After defeating Saudi Arabia on the 6th match day of Group C, Indonesia's chances of qualifying for the 2026 World Cup remains alive. The national team will now face 4 remaining matches in round 3 of the qualifiers that is scheduled for March and June of 2025. These include 2 home matches and 2 away games. Following Indonesia's latest victory, PSSI Chairman Erick Thohir immediately set a target of securing 6 points in the next 4 matches. In addition to aiming for 2 wins, Thohir hopes the team can achieve 1 draw, which would provide them a bit of an edge. He expressed deep gratitude for the victory over Saudi Arabia, which revitalized Indonesia's chances of qualifying for the 2026 World Cup.
Di bulan Maret kita akan tanding tanggal 20 melawan Australia, 25 melawan Bahrain, dan saya meminta FIFA dan AFC untuk melihat negara kita aman. Negara kita bukan negara terbelakang. Bagaimana kita kasih lihat kemarin pertandingan lawan Saudi, lawan Jepang, supporter mereka aman. Karena supporter Indonesia ini supporter yang hebat, yang menghargai bangsa lain. Cuman kalau dicurangin ngambek. Nah, kan semua bangsa, ya.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Group C here. Group C has been labeled for the group of chaos, likely so, because Japan is so far leading the group with 16 points. They're likely to advance directly to the World Cup. Now, looking at positions 2 to 6, it has become pretty much a toss-up for any team. Now, Australia in their last match drew 2-2, surprisingly, against Bahrain, which now puts them at 7 points, just 1 point ahead of the rest of the field. Now, Indonesia is now currently in 3rd place, but everyone else has 6 points, just like Indonesia. The reason that Indonesia is in 3rd place is due to goal difference. Indonesia has scored 6 goals and had 9 goals scored against them, while Saudi Arabia has disappointingly only scored 3 goals so far in their last 6 matches. They have had 6 goals scored against them. Meanwhile, Bahrain with a goal difference of 5-10, and China, after that 7-0 drubbing against Japan in their opening match, is down 6-16 in goal difference. Now, this would mean that Indonesia will have to likely aim for a draw or even a victory against Australia. But remember, they still have 2 home matches against Bahrain and China, and they will close out the group stage with a away match against Japan. Now, if Japan is likely already through to the World Cup, they may not be playing with their entire full team or first-line squad. Now, in addition to that, a side note, China is the only team remaining in the bottom of the group that does not have to face Japan, as they have already faced Japan and that 7-0 loss, but also that 3-1 loss at home in the last match day. So this is playing out to be a great group and a great one all the way to the finish. But it is likely to see a different lineup from Indonesia, as a naturalized player Ole Romani is expected to compete at the Indonesia-Australia clash at the 2026 World Cup qualifiers in March of next year. And reports suggest that Ole is ready to become an Indonesian citizen and strengthen the Garuda squad.
Dutch striker Ole Romani is on the brink of joining the Indonesian national team as a NAT player, with his debut expected during the 2026 World Cup qualifying match against Australia on March the 21st next year. Indonesian Football Association Chair Erick Thohir confirmed that the naturalization process is underway, expressing optimism for its smooth completion. Joining Romani in the naturalization process is another Dutch player, Dion Marks, underlining Indonesia's commitment to strengthening its squad for international competitions.
Kita berharap debut lah, cuman ya tergantung proses dari tentu pemerintahan. Pak Presiden mendukung Pak Prabowo, kemarin beliau saja nonton, kedua gamenya nonton pakai handphone gitu, dan beliau mengucapkan selamat. Ya. Pak Jokowi juga nonton kemarin, ya. Dan saya rasa seluruh kementerian, Menpora, Menteri Hukum, Pak Supratman, DPR, semua akan mendukung, karena kita tahu ini putra atau putri, yang sebagian ke putri yang gabung terbaik bangsa kita yang ada di dunia, yang ingin kembali mendukung Merah Putih.
Thohir previously met Romani on November the 16th to finalize plans, emphasizing the striker's key role in Indonesia's World Cup aspirations. If completed, Romani's addition could significantly enhance the team's offensive firepower against tough opponents like Australia. See Today contributor reporting from Bali.
So Ole Romani's experience in his career with the Dutch league with various clubs is certainly a valuable asset to strengthen the Indonesian national team. He first made his debut in the Eredivisie with Willem II Tilburg in the 2020-21 season. Since then, Ole has consistently appeared in the top league with a number of teams, including NEC Nijmegen in the 21-22 season, FC Emmen in the 22-23 season, and currently with FC Utrecht since the start of this season. And throughout his journey, his best achievements came while playing for FC Yemen. During that season, the striker managed to score 11 goals and provide 1 assist in 33 matches. This season, Ole has made regular appearances with FC Utrecht, where he almost always plays during the matches, and has scored 2 goals across across 11 games, and currently he often fills the right winger position. Now, one of his best characteristics is his excellent ball control skills, coupled with a sharp instinct to create goal-scoring opportunities. This will help bolster the sharpness of Indonesia's national team's front line so that they can continue to challenge in the third round of the Asian World Cup qualifiers. One of Oli Romney's strengths is his ability to fill various positions on the field. Although his main position is center forward, he is able to adapt and play in several other roles. Currently, he often fills the right winger position at FC Utrecht, but in addition, he's also quite adept at occupying the left wing and attacking midfielder positions as well. Ole's abilities allow him to appear flexible in the front line of the Indonesian Garuda squad. This is important considering that players such as Rafael Struijk, Ragnar Oratmangun, Marcelino Ferdinand, and even Witan Sulaiman also have similar abilities. This flexibility will allow Ole to adapt to his colleagues in the red and white squad, and yet another offensive weapon for head coach Shin Tae-yong. Let's hope he makes it in time for the match against Australia, as we will be without Ragnar Oratmangun and Justin Hubner due to card accumulation. We'll keep you updated in regards to national team news. In regards to swimming updates now, let's go to the 2024 Indonesian Open Aquatic Championships, or IOAC, which has garnered praise from the Indonesian Youth and Sports Vice Minister for serving as a platform to develop young Indonesian swimmers. The Millennium Aquatic Club dominated the medal standings on the second day of the competition with a grand total of 20 medals.